Okay, hi people. This is way next to Amari. Mickey the Gardener cat.
Yeah. She's getting bolder.
Oh, it's too funny. Just two beans way next to each other. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so March 29th, 2022. What this is hamburger that we had last night, so I'm taking a chance by giving him more hamburger today, because he had some last night, and I'm blending it in with fried zucchini, right, so it's not so dry. And of course, we know what we have to do. It's just one of those things. I've been standing here for the last 15 minutes, thinking. And what I'd like to say is, in light of what's going on with my videos, back in the day when I was a costume maker, people, the thing about the dancers back then is they were, I don't want to say treated with more respect, but that's basically what it was. In other words, a girl would book in for a week in a hotel or wherever. She'd come in at her fixed price per show for 18 to 20 minutes a show, usually about 18 minutes. And she'd make anywhere from $25 to $75 or whatever it was for the feature dancers. You see, they had feature dancers come in. All right. Per show. And they weren't required to do lap dances. None of that crap. They did their show, and if they wanted to stay in the dancer room until the next show, that was fine. The hotel or whatever, they let the girls do that. The girls were protected in terms of, they weren't exploited, people. That's what I'm trying to say. Nowadays, they got these girls running around doing lap dances, just working, paying clubs to work at, and then having to tip the bartender and tip the DJ and tip the house mother, and I guess they only make their money through tips that come in off the stage, but they have to pay before they can even go on stage. That's bullshit, people. That's total fucking bullshit. What happened was, back in British Columbia, Canada, as Agenda 21 was taking shape within the public union sector, because that's how it's pushed. It's pushed through their programs and their hospital services and that kind of stuff. Anyway, there were a lot of clubs around. We had something like 5,000 dancers on the mainland. So it would take 3 months or so every week, week after week after week after week, just to go through the circuit with the girls before you'd start seeing the girls again that you had seen 3 months ago, because that's how many dancers were in the mix. And and again, they weren't required to do lap dances, nothing. They weren't required to sit and have drinks with clientele. They just were paid to do their show, and that was it. And they made their money, and that was it. And then they went to the next club, and that's how they did it. Well, I don't know, people. Somebody decided to start shutting down all the clubs. They said it had to do with the internet, because the guys weren't going in or something like that. But not only that, though, people, they were tearing down the hotels. That's what they did. They were tearing down the hotels and the motels, or like wherever these rooms were, like in terms of a dancer's room, right? Like where dancers dance in the club, right? Right? So, having access to, we'll say, 5 hotels, eventually it went down just to 1 or 2. And then by then, the girls were required to do lap dances, and they were getting booked in for half shows, and like a half a show. You get up there for 10 minutes, strut around in your little bikini, and that they'd get half the price of whatever their main price was. And they were required to go around the bar and offer massages like on the neck and all this other shit, right? And private shows in a little room, and they just started to exploit the girls, people. That's what happened. The government allowed those club owners and hotel owners and whatever to just start exploiting the girls. And as the clubs were shutting down, right? Because, a lot of these girls were forced into prostitution. And they took their shit online and do whatever it is they do online. So, my experience with dancers, like I said, I used to work with a catwalk of 5. Okay? I know. I was in the room with them. Okay? I know all about it. I even got up on stage myself a few times. Hold on. That was Tisha. She asked me what I'm doing. I told her I'm making Amari food. I'm working in the dark. Because she, well, rent is coming, asked to have it fixed. And I'm like, yeah, but the landlady's in India with her husband. Right? It's just the granddaughter coming to get the rent. And it's not like I haven't been asking for years to get this light fixed. Right? Anyway, not that it's been like this for years, but So she's going to come over Saturday. We're going to attempt to do it on Saturday. We got busy last Saturday. She took me out shopping instead. I don't get out very often, so I had to go get some money. I was running short on just everything because this prepping can be expensive. And now I'm just finishing up with a lot of it. Like, I got to get into this ghee. So I told her I'm going to bring up, what is that called? A spotlight. I'll show you later. I'm going to bring up a spotlight so I can do this ghee because the butter's been in the fridge for a little while and I just want to get on with it. The salted butter I'll probably put in the freezer, and I got unsalted. And I may try one where it's 3 pounds of unsalted and 1 pound of salted. I don't know. We're just going to learn and experiment. So anyway, as I was saying, like, I had some good weeks with the girls, people. Like, really good weeks, right? But you get that one bad apple in there, and boy, oh boy, everybody's miserable for a whole fucking week, right? I never had no problems with none of the girls, right? I treated them good. They treated me good, right? I had good rapport with the hotels in terms of the management, right? Bikers never bothered me, left me alone, let me did what I did, right? And everybody was kosher. And then the government, I don't know, they just started closing down clubs, right? Building in high-rises and just tearing things down and leaving the land empty, and and so they could build a shopping mall and or whatever it was, and a lot of those girls just fell off to the wayside and don't get treated nearly as good as they used to be, and it makes me very angry. Okay? So this issue that I have with Julian's sister, because she's a dancer when she wants to be, right? I guess, you know, like, it's not that I have anything against dancers, people, okay? It has nothing to do with that. It's how she portrays herself, you know, in terms of just the whole 9 yards. I'm not giving her no props, because as far as I'm concerned, she's a disgrace to the industry, right? And she's not anybody that I'd want in the room with me for a fucking week. Let's just put it that way, okay? So now that we got that record straight, all right, again, this isn't something that she can do. She can mock it. I was thinking to go find myself some nail polish. I don't know, I probably have an old nail polish bottle around, and I thought, you know, I could paint my nails. Can you see? Where am I? I could paint my nails, you know, paint them with my little nail polish, and then go back to making Amari's food. Right? And I could stop and get myself some little flowers and glue them on. Right? And don't forget, I got those witch's nails on, right? Okay? Because, you know, that's what makes a woman, right? Witch's nails. Acrylic witch's nails. Okay? But if you ever looked underneath those acrylic freaking nails, what it does to your actual nail health. Oh boy. It's not anything I'd want, that's for sure. I tried those acrylic nails once before, a long time ago when I was young, and it was gross. I did not like it. So, but for some women, it's okay because they got more time. You know, they don't have responsibility like this. So, but yeah, I like dancers, people. Because I'm old school. I have no problem with dancers. What I have a problem with is thieves. You know, people who plot and scheme to hurt others. Right? People who sneak around. Plant things so that other people can get hurt. That kind of shit. You know, you're in a dancer's room. Well, I could only imagine what that girl's doing in there by herself when nobody's fucking looking. With the kind of character she has. Then we do the apple grape October of 2020. Right? He really likes it. Put it here. And because I mixed the hamburger in with the zucchini, you can see the consistency on it with the hamburger. And then once you add in the grape, right, you can see the consistency. And then if you need to, you can combine them. And more than likely, it will be just right. And as you can see, we're going to be getting into making ghee with butter here very soon. Okay, I'm getting my jars ready. These ones are for miscellaneous things that I still have in either 50-pound bags or 25-pound bags. I have a wheat downstairs, I think, in a 50-pound bag, or at least a 25-pound bag. And then I have, I don't know, I just brought it up. I can't remember what it is. I think it's some kind of bean that I never got a chance to put away yet. So I still have that to do and finish. Right? And then whatever I don't can with this butter, the rest of it's going in the freezer. So, because I've got several, you know, I've been stockpiling on butter so I could do this, right? And there's 3 different ways that I like to do it, so that more than likely will be 3 different videos, and then from there you can decide if you ever want to do it. if you haven't done already. And then these jars are for my frozen vegetables, which peas are ready now, and now I'm going to get into the mixed vegetables. And then I've got the corn, and then when that's done, within the next 3 to 4 weeks or so, I'm going to buy another 6 more bags of those frozen vegetables. Do it again. Okay. And then we'll see how many bags after that I want to buy, if I buy any more, but I might do it 2 more times, so hold on. So there, you see, he ate it all, except for this. Now mind you, I could have went like that, but anyway. And then I just, I like this powder milk, people. It works really good. Actually, it works out really good. And just for the record, I've been thinking, right? And I'm trying to remember a time when I got ripped off by a dancer, and honestly, people, I can't think of a time. I can't think of one time where I got ripped off by a dancer in terms of she didn't pay me, right? Because you have to remember, they're transferring out every week out of the rooms, right? And even if one owed me a bit of money, the following week when she got to her next booking, she'd make sure she'd pay me. Yeah. So I really don't have like any bad experiences with dancers. If anything, I'd probably put it at a good 95% of positive experiences working with the girls all those years when I used to do a lot of sewing. Yeah. So I've met a lot of dancers. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I've worked, and I've worked with, in terms of doing what I did, and right, I'd work with 5 girls at one time going through those bags. Okay, and every girl is an individual. Every girl likes what a girl likes, right? And like 95% plus. Nothing really stands out. The only thing that I would say is you get that one bad girl coming in that just wants to be a party pooper, and and make it hard for other people to have a good week kind of thing. And that's when like things go missing from the girls' bags. Like I never sat in a dancer's room by myself. If I was up there with a girl or something, and she had to go and the other girls were already out of the room and she had to leave the room, and go down to the DJ or whatever, go do her show, I'd leave the room, people, and I'd go sit in the bar and I'd wait until it was all, and I'd leave my costumes in there. My costumes would be in there, but I wouldn't be in there, right? And out of all the years that I did it, I think maybe I had 1 or 2 like just bikini underpieces go missing, like a bathing suit top with a little T-bar or something, but never no costumes, nothing, right? But you get that one bad girl that's in the room and she's stealing from the other girls, or she waits for the other girl to go on stage, and then that girl is like right up on that other girl's seat poking around with her shit and stuff. Like, that's what I mean by a bad girl, right? Somebody that's in there scheming and stealing and, waiting for the girl to go off to the stage so that she can sit on her chair and rub her ass on her chair and, poke around in her shit, and just bad attitude, just straight up fucking bad attitude. Get a girl like that in a room with 5 girls, it throws the week off, you know what I mean? And it's not as, good as it could be. But you get a good group of girls working for a week together, oh boy, it's good. But the thing is, the girls nowadays, they're being exploited. They're having to do things that they don't necessarily want to do. In terms, if they want to be a dancer, well, you're going to have to do lap dances. Like, what the fuck, right? Or you're going to be required to do private shows and stupid shit like that. Or you're going to be required to pay for this, pay for that, pay and pay again before you can even get up on stage, to which you're not being paid for, and you're solely dependent on tips. If that isn't exploitation, I don't know what is. And as far as I'm concerned, it was the government that brought it to that, okay? Because it was the government that encouraged the shutting down of clubs and just the whole 9 yards, and not ensuring that 5,000 girls had replacement work, okay? All right? So my idea of the industry is completely different to what it is today and what women are having to be faced with today. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. Right. You know, my experiences go back years and years and years and years and years ago. And I had a lot of years with the girls. Okay. And I've been in the dancer room a lot of times, people. I know what the fuck goes on in those rooms. Okay. And I know a good batch of girls when I see it. And I know a bad girl when I see it.